Hi there, how are you guys? I know it's been a pretty long time that we have shot a video. We've been busy with multiple things currently, but don't worry, we are trying our best to keep up with the schedule. And if you're wondering what is today's video about, Rashmi?
Well, it's about Gajar ka halwa. And Vishal, do you like Gajar ka halwa? So I used to live in Delhi before I lived in Hyderabad, and I fell in love with Gajar ka halwa over there because you find the best Gajar ka halwa in every street corner. And fortunately enough, I came across the fresh Gajar, the red carrots, or Delhi carrots as they call. And I make it every year, don't I?
Yeah, mostly.
Yeah, so every year I make like twice Gajar ka halwa, which is like nearly 1 kilo or 2 kilo of gajars, and it gets distributed. But this time around, I don't think so. Last year we couldn't distribute it because of COVID. We ate it at home. I just gave it to mom and nobody else. And then and this year again, I'm not sure we'll be able to distribute it. So that's the reason I made it with only 1 kg gajar. So
let's go make the Gajar ka halwa. Rashmi will be there, I might not be there. So go check out the recipe and come back. I will do the test and then I'll let you know what is my review about it.
So to start with the Gajar ka halwa, I have 1 kg of, nearly 1 to 1.25 kg of Gajar, the red carrots, or Delhi carrots as they call. This one I've just chopped. I know creating this is a huge task, so all I've done is just peel them and chop them into tiny little pieces like this. So to this I'll be adding like a good 3 to 4 tablespoons of ghee. So ideally, so I'm just doing this cold. I haven't switched on the electric pressure cooker. You can do it in the normal pressure cooker as well. So for 1 kg of gajar, 1 and 250 grams of gajar, I'm adding like 3 to 4 tablespoons of ghee, desi ghee. You can actually use oil if you are vegan, but I would rather prefer having a little bit of ghee in there because it enhances the taste. So once it's in there, I'm going to be switching on the electric pressure cooker in the gravy mode. So yeah, so it's on now. Now I need to start sauteing this for a bit. So once it gets hot, it's gonna start sauteing itself. I don't know if you guys can hear it. The gajar has started to cook down. I can smell the ghee. So I need to cook it like 25% through, wherein like it's starting to just get soft. Now since I'm using 1 kg-ish of gajar, the half amount of milk or liquid is what has to go in. So I will be using the Amul Taza milk for half a liter of this. Make sure the milk is room temperature and not cold. So I've left the pack outside for like half an hour, which has brought it up to room temperature. Now, if it is cold, it will basically stop the process of the carrots getting softened. So we just want to soften the carrots first, and then we will be adding the milk. So the carrots are getting nice and glassy, and I can actually smell them cooking. One thing to be noticed over here is the actual sweetness of Gajar ka halwa comes from the carrots and not so much sugar. So we need to make sure the carrots we pick are kind of sweet. So the red carrots are of course always a good option. But in case you do not get the red carrots and you have the orange carrots only, make sure you're roasting them well so that you get like the sweetness. You need to braise them basically to get the sweetness out. So yeah, I feel the gajar is 25% cooked. So I'm gonna go ahead and add the milk. So that's like half a liter of milk over there. Ideally, you need to cover the carrot with the milk. So as you can see, the carrot is being covered by the milk up to an extent. So it's in the same level as the carrot. So yeah, Now let it come to a boil and then we will put the pressure on. Another dairy product that is going in is going to be unsweetened khoa. But if you do not find this a very easy way to replace it, you can reduce the quantity of sugar and add like peda, which you get in like sweet shops. But if you want, you can skip this altogether itself. Like, yeah, so this is like either mava or khoa, whatever you call it. So I'll be using like 100 grams of this. This is a 200-gram pack, so I'll be using 100 grams of this. So as you can see, the carrots are starting to leach out their color into the milk as well as the ghee, and now I think it's just gonna come up to a boil. So as soon as it comes up to a boil, if you're using a normal pressure cooker on a gas stove, just close it, and I think you're gonna cook it for like 4 to 5 whistles, then simmer it for another, like put it on sim for another 10 minutes or so, and then switch it off. But in the electric pressure cooker, I'm going to be cooking this on high pressure mode for 20 minutes. So instead of normally grating the carrots for it to cook, we're just gonna cook it like this in small pieces and going to mash it once it's done. So that is what will give us the consistency. You can just wait and see how the consistency turned out anyway. So the gajar came up to a boil, so I just closed the the lid. Now I'm going to be doing the manual setting and it's on high pressure. So let's put the cook timer to 15. Okay, let's make it 20 minutes just in case. So it's going to cook the carrots for 20 minutes on high pressure, and once it's done and it releases the pressure, I'll show you how it turns out. There you go, it started. So let's go ahead and depressurize. Still pretty pressured. So the pressure is completely down. Let's open. Ooh, it's steamy. So the carrots seem good. Let's give it a mash. I mean, they are mashing, as you can see. So the malai and everything has come up. So I need to probably give it a good mash with my masher, and then I'll be adding the khoa. So I've been mashing it for just under a minute and it's already getting pretty chunky and mashy. So I'll just do this for another like 4 or 5 minutes or so that I can get most of the pieces to like this consistency where it is like slightly mashy. I mean, I don't want it to be a paste because you want a chunk in that, but I'm gonna try getting it as small chunky as possible instead of having the pieces of carrot as this. This is fun, to be honest. So it took me a little less than 5 minutes to get this to this chunky mode. In this there is a gajar ka halwa setting, but I think that would be much more appropriate for when I'm like grating in the carrots and doing it. Here I wanted to do it in the pressure mode itself. And now let me get it to the gravy mode again so that you can just get it boiling. As you can see, the ghee has separated already. That means the gajar ka halwa is cooking properly. Now we're gonna add the dry fruits and everything and the sugar so that it can thicken up. It's already thickened up quite a bit. So as you can see, the gajar ka halwa is boiling right now, and I'll be adding like 1 cup of sugar for 1 kg of carrots. So that's a cup of sugar. Of course, depending upon the sweetness of your carrots, you can like increase or decrease the sugar. My carrots are on the sweeter side, so this is like 170 grams ish of sugar for 1 cup. So yeah, let me just give it a mix. As you can see, it's nice and chunky, and this once it reduces will get a little dry, and I'll be adding the khoa too in a while once the sugar dissolves. So it should come together pretty well. As the gajar ka halwa is boiling, I'm gonna be roasting the dry fruits. So I have just mashed up like a handful of almonds, and a handful of cashew nuts. So I've just added them to like 2 tablespoons of ghee, and we're going to be roasting it. So we need to start roasting it at a lower temperature so that it doesn't go brown fast. And also switch off the gas stove just before it reaches your desired color, because it's going to continue cooking in the residual heat. So it's just started to cook and brown, because I can start smelling the roasted aroma. As you can see, the color is also changing slightly. I think I'm going to go at it for another like minute and it should be roasted by then. As you can see, the nuts have become slightly golden brown and they're nearly done. So I'm going to switch off the gas stove and it's going to continue browning in a while now. As you can see, it's bubbling away and it's thickened quite a bit. So it's nice and steamy. So it's thickened quite a bit. Now would be the time to add the khoa or the mawa, whatever you call it. So I've just crumbled 100 grams of khoa. I'm just gonna add that in there. I've also, like powdered a few cardamom pods, like 8 to 10 cardamom pods, and like I just hand ground them. So I'll add that too. Nuts would be the final thing to add. You can also add kishmish along with the nuts. I personally do not like kishmish and neither does Vishal, so I haven't added that. Now, as you can see, it smells amazing. Yeah, let it reduce furthermore. Another 10 minutes, I think we should be done with this. Another thing I like to do is add like a pinch of salt to it, so that the sugar is like much more evident. So whenever you're making something sweet, if you add like a little bit of salt to it, it tastes much more sweeter. So that way you get away with adding less sugar. So it's all steamy and there's only a little bit of liquid left, which definitely is going to get thicker once I switch this off. So this would be like a good time to add the dry fruits that the nuts that I had roasted. So here they are. I'm just going to be adding that in here. Give it a good mix. So do not take it to very dry this thing, because it's gonna end up becoming very hard. So you need to keep it like slightly loose. As you can see, currently it is like a little, it needs to, reduce a little more only. It's nearly there. And Vishal will tell you how it tastes.
So here is Vishal with the Gajar ka halwa over here. So why don't you give it a taste? I put all kaju and everything on top. Yeah.
Who loves kaju? I love kaju.
There you go. Okay,
I want that thing to drop for the visual effects.
It's pretty thick, right? So the carrots I bought were pretty sweet. So I reduced the amount of sugar that I normally put.
It's not way too sweet. It's that proper blend of taste that needs to be in a Gajar ka halwa. So probably yes, definitely a good Gajar ka halwa is what I would say. I personally rate it 10 out of 10.
And Vishal loves dry fruits in his Gajar ka halwa. But yeah, of course, he doesn't like kishmish just like me in Gajar ka halwa at least.
I love dry fruits in anything.
But that kishmish becomes all that soggy,
Yeah.
which is not very pleasant in Gajar ka halwa. So that's why I didn't add it. But there is enough kaju and there's enough badam in that. And I put elaichi, but I didn't overtly put elaichi.
Yeah, I don't taste the elaichi anywhere, because if the elaichi basically...
Hey, you don't taste the elaichi. I mean, I put 10 cardamom pods in that. The smell will be there.
The smell will be there, but if there's a taste, like if it hits my mouth, I don't basically like it.
The same concept of biryani mein elaichi.
Exactly. So your other things like your badam and kaju and everything, you are able to eat it, but elaichi is not something the same. So that's the reason I don't like to taste the elaichi anywhere, but smell is okay. I'm happy with it. No issues over this.
So you guys can actually customize the recipe wherein add more nuts or less nuts, and then you can even add more elaichi if you really love elaichi, or actually leave it out and add some other flavoring. Like some people like to add nutmeg to their gajar ka halwa, so nutmeg is also an option over there. So yeah, I think that's like a way where you can customize the sweetness also. You can add more, less, and condensed milk is an option if you don't find khoa. So,
I have no clue what she is talking about, but as long as it tastes good, I don't matter how do you customize it. So again, I hope you like today's recipe. So please do go ahead and try it out. Please do let us know in the comments down below how do you like it, and also if you do like it, please do leave a like and share it with your friends and family. Do subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you all in the next video. Bye
bye.